Evening, everybody. Good dinner time in California. Good evening on the East Coast, and everything in between. Someone asked earlier on the call, how you doing? And I'm like, I don't know if I could be doing any better. I guess you could be doing better, but if you're an adrenaline junkie, if you like excitement, man, you're in the right place. There's so much cool stuff going on. And I'll tell you, I am so thankful. I honestly, I thank God every day that 32 years ago, for some strange reason, I invited myself to an opportunity meeting with a stranger. I mean, I've been waiting 32 years for a stranger to invite themselves to an opportunity meeting, and it hasn't happened yet. But I'll never forget that gentleman when he walked in. I was in the, for those of you who don't know, I was in the art and picture frame business, and I had art galleries and a picture frame factory. And he came in to get a poster framed. No, actually, not even a poster, it was a magazine. And I thought the people on the cover looked really cool. And I thought he looked really cool. He was dressed in a suit and he had pulled up in a Mercedes. And I'm waiting on him in sweatpants and a sweatshirt that didn't match, with stain and lacquer all over them, because I was working in the back of the factory. And I liked what I saw, and he seemed excited about it. And I said, "Do you think I could come check that out?" And that meeting changed, my life and April's life forever. It was amazing because, and we said yes to that kind. Some of you may not know this. We said yes to that company, and we invested like almost the last $5,000 we had on a credit card on some water filters. And the following day, April went to work, and like a good wife, she told her accountant what her husband was doing, figuring maybe he'd talk to me about the business. And he told April that, oh, that company, you missed the boat with that one. The timing's bad. The people that launched that, they started a nutritional company, and you should look at that. And that Sunday, I fought for 2 days with April about a three-way call. And that Sunday, I yielded and got on a three-way call. And that gentleman recruited me into his nutritional company. That was another $3,000 that I didn't have. Okay. So that's 8,000 in 3 days. And what do they say? The rest is history. We were there the day that company started and the day it closed. And it closed late in 2017. And that's when we got a call from a vice president at LifeVantage and told us about LifeVantage. And, that's a lot of years. And to be as excited about something 32 years later, that is a blessing, folks. Okay. There are not many people that have been doing something for 32 years that still get excited and crazy about it. Okay. And right now, April and I are excited and crazy. I don't know how many new consultants did we sign up this week? 4, 5, and there's 3 or 4 more in the works. Okay. And we're just wired. And I think the reason why people are starting to get involved with us quickly the GLP-1 thing has got them excited, but I think they're excited that me and April are excited. And they're getting caught up in that too, that adrenaline, that's why I said, if you're an adrenaline junkie, you're in the right place, man. Because this company, there's going to be some really, really cool, crazy, exciting things happening. If you're not going to Kansas City, please rethink it. You still got almost 4 weeks to get there. There's something really special about being with, whatever it is, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I don't know how many people are going, but there's something special about being live in an audience when something spectacular happens, like this new GLP-1 product. Okay. And it's not just that, it's everything else that's going on. It's how effective the new compensation plan has been, for over a year now. That's a big part of it. It's, so many people are making money, not just the Pro 10s or the, presidentials. There's a lot of people making a lot of money in the business, and there's a lot of people getting in a situation where they can leave a job that they don't like anymore. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on. And that's got us pretty jacked up and pretty excited. And you've heard the 3 foot rule. If somebody's within 3 feet of you, you should talk to them about it. If people don't want to be talked to, they better stay more than 3 feet away from me. I can tell you that. They need to keep their distance, because I am really, really excited with what's going on. Now, April's got a training for you tonight, but what I want to share with you is this. We have kind of like a 1, 2, 3 punch that I want you to pay attention to. 1 week from tomorrow, we have our opportunity Zoom. Okay. That's for you folks. I know the company does them, other groups do them, but we do one every month that's for us, all of us on the screen and all of your teams. Okay. And I can tell you, it's not even close. We have by far the largest amount of guests that attend and the largest amount of percentage that close. Okay. And I've thought about doing it weekly. I've thought about doing it bi-weekly. I'm going to stay with it monthly. Okay. Because you don't mess with what's working, and that's what's working. And, when you can get 50, 60, 70, 80 people, I think that was our high one time, and you're getting 40 to 50% of them are guests. Okay. And at least half the guests that are attending or getting involved in the business, those are astronomical numbers. Okay. You never, ever, ever hear numbers like that. So we're going to stick with the once a month. Okay. But here's the 1, 2, 3 punch. Okay. We know the collagen and the protandem have been going berserk for a couple of years now. Okay. We know that. Okay. That's not a secret. The company, when they gave us the collagen, they were expecting us as a group, okay, as a team, the distributors, they were expecting us to increase company sales by about $1 million a month. Okay. And that's a lot. Okay. $1 million a month is a big number. So they were expecting that. And what we did as distributors is we increased sales by $4 million a month with the collagen. Now, we were on an executive call last week. Okay. And they are expecting the GLP-1 product to be 5 times that. 5 times. Okay. Now, what does that mean to me and you? Well, and I said this last week, but I want you a part of the 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm going to repeat myself. The collagen, the general understanding with everybody, especially men, is that it was a product for women. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you that's not true. Okay. It's a product for everybody. Okay. We all need collagen to hold our insides together. None of us want to be ugly. We all want to get rid of wrinkles. Nobody wants discolored skin. That's everybody. Okay. So it's not just, for women, but because of the wrinkles and the focus being on the face and how much women use skincare products, that was the general thinking. Okay. Well, that's not true. So, but the fact of the matter is, probably of all the people, I don't know the exact number, but I'll go by what our group, okay, of customers purchases. I'd say 80 or 85% of our customers, okay, are women that are on the collagen. Okay. And maybe 10, 15% of men, and most of the men on it are in the business. Okay. They're in the business and they know better. Okay. But the average guy out there that's not in the business doesn't know any better. So they don't know any better. So I say that to say this. Do men and women equally need to lose weight? What do you think? I think it might be a bigger problem with men than it is with women. Okay. I think the pendulum may swing the other way this time around. The only thing with that, I don't know that there's a woman that's ever been born, no matter how perfect a figure they may have, that doesn't tell everybody they know they'd like to lose 10 pounds. I think women have patented that line. Okay. No matter what, they say, well, I could lose 10 pounds. Okay. And they could have a perfect figure and they'll still say that. So the reason the company is anticipating 5 times the sales is men and women are going to use it, not just one. Okay. And there's been so much publicity over the last couple of years with the shot with GLP-1 that people know GLP-1 does, they don't know a lot about it. They know it's a shot, and it's obviously there's other ways to do it, but it's a shot. And they know GLP-1 has something to do with weight loss. But there's been a lot of advertising on TV, and that GLP-1, a lot of people have heard about it. Okay. So our market is huge. Okay. The marketing and advertising has been done with it. I mean, I'm down almost 8 pounds. April's down 5 pounds. I heard Lucian was down 14 pounds. I mean, it's 3 weeks tomorrow that people are using it. Okay. Just 3 weeks. And you're already, I know I said this before, but if you could see what people were saying in our Club 55, you'd be going out of your mind. You would not stop calling people, telling them what's coming. You wouldn't stop. You wouldn't be able to stop. See, April and I can't get away from the group. Our phones ping every time somebody posts something in the group. And they're putting before and after pictures in. Some of the pictures, they're half naked. The girls don't even care about the pictures they're taking, man. I've never seen the girls so willing to take a picture in their underwear. I mean, they're so excited with what is going on with the product. And for lack of a better word, I'm not a doctor, I'm a marketing person, but they're just not getting side effects. They're not having any trouble with it. Maybe a little detoxing for a day or two or something, but it's nothing. The product has been very easy to use, and that is why people are jacked up. Okay. So what I want to share, I'm going to just share my screen for a second with you before I give you April. And okay. So here's what I'm talking about with the 1, 2, 3. Okay. Next Monday, folks, next Monday. Okay. A week from tomorrow. It says here, September 23rd. You want to have as many guests as you can possibly invite on that Zoom. Okay. You want them, you know how I joke about, you want them to be one of the Hollywood Squares. When we're all on the screen together, don't we look like we're on the Hollywood Squares, the old TV show? Okay. There's nothing quite like being live on the Hollywood Squares. Okay. Yes, we do record it. And yes, it'll be available to be, shown to people. But there's so much video out there now. You never get the reaction from a video that you will get if people are a part of it live. So at 8:30 Eastern time, next Monday, the 23rd, the opportunity meeting, and they're going to get jacked up, okay? Because we're going to go into some of it's not just going to be collagen and Protandim. We're going to go into the whole GLP-1 thing. They're going to get really, really excited, and they're going to love you for having shared something with them before it came out, for being a part of something before it has even happened. And that doesn't happen all the time. And, we tend... I can look at some of your faces on the screen and tell who is jacked and who isn't. Okay. This doesn't happen all the time. We do not get a chance to be first to do something before the world finds out about it. And in network marketing, oh, well, there's another new product coming out, okay. No. Okay. This is a game changer. This is a world changer. Okay. This is something that doesn't exist. We're going to be activating our GLP-1 hormone system in our bodies, and it's going to be palatable. People are going to be able to do it. They're not going to have the side effects with it, and it's affordable, between $159 and $199 in price, where we get full credit, we get our normal percentages on it. This is going to be an avalanche of fun, okay? And I have the blue type there. That's the thread that we can send people. If you haven't gotten the actual thread, I will be sending out in the next day or two. But so the 23rd is the first thing to be targeting. Okay. Get as many people as you can invited to that. And then do whatever you can to be there in Kansas City. Okay. It's gonna be the launch. The product's gonna be available. There will be specials on bundles and packages. We'll be able to take it home with us. Even if you weren't planning on going, rethink it. Okay, rethink it. It's something you get to share forever that I was there when. Okay, it's part of how you can introduce a conversation to somebody else. I was there when. Okay, it's important. So that's number two. The 23rd, next Monday, that's one of our 1, 2, 3. Number two is Kansas City. Okay, Friday and Saturday, the 11th and 12th. And then that very next Monday, October 14th, okay, we're going to be doing another opportunity Zoom. And obviously, the GLP-1 will be ready for everybody to buy and order. It will be available in a consultant pack. It will be available with other products in a package. It will be available to our customers. And that night, folks, you want to just make sure that whoever you had invited on the 23rd, you have twice as many people, or those people are inviting people too. Okay, that's the 3 steps. And I promise you that if you take those 3 steps, you got 8 days before the 23rd. If you get people started in the bit, what did April and I doing? We're getting people started in the business now. Why? So they can do this. And we want them to be activated on the products before they get the GLP-1 when we're in Kansas City. We want them activated first, okay? We want them to know how to use the website. We want them to know how to use the app. We want them to have started a list. We want them to be on the Sunday night trainings. There's a method to doing this, okay? You don't want to wait until the 14th and say, oh, it's here. Let me see if anybody wants it. You should have a list of 100 names of people that are waiting to hear from you that want it. Okay. And the minute it comes out, you just start texting them or calling them, whatever it is. So that's the 1, 2, 3. September 23rd, invite like crazy. Be in Kansas City, okay, on the 11th and 12th. And on the 14th, have the most guests that you have ever had on a Zoom ever. Okay, just invite like mad. And this is the other invite. And obviously there'll be another text thread coming. So did you hear me, folks? Do you think I'm excited? Can you tell that, I am just freaking wired, man. I'm telling you, I haven't felt like this since I don't know when. The only person worse than me is April. Okay, so April, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right, thanks. That was really good. Yeah, this is a very exciting time. The GLP is bringing in new people, and it's also bringing in some of the consultants that maybe just kind of disappeared. I know we got Angela Otero and we got Kim Mara back on here. They're older consultants that decided to get re-engaged. I know Angela is going to Kansas City with us, so that's exciting. I saw Scott Nesta is our new consultant. He's one of those on here. So, more and more people are getting active in the business. But you know what? It needn't all be weight loss because, we're at a time in our economy where money's becoming tough. And there are some figures I think you need to know compared, pretend who you're talking to. You need to know those figures. Do you know that only 1 in 10 people is all set for retirement? They're saying that years ago, 500,000 in the bank would get you through your retirement. It's gone up to 1.5 million to be able to have some retirement. And what I've been talking to people about is, this is the type of business where if you even have a small business that's throwing off 2,000 or 3,000 a month, may not seem like a big business, maybe a business that's doing 25,000 a year. Do you know that's equivalent to having 500,000 in the bank? Wouldn't that greatly help with a lot of retirement? When you look at the age, 25% of our population is over the age of 50. Do you think they're concerned? So that means out of 10 people you talk to, 9 of them really need our opportunity. And sometimes we just need to have these different conversations. And a lot of times the problem is we don't have enough conversation. So I'm going to go through some of the things that Bobby and I do, where we get our conversations from, because we have lots of conversations. And every conversation is not meant to close that person. Every conversation is not meant to have them buy collagen. It's not meant to have them buy weight loss. But by making friends and having more and more friends, we have more and more people that are always looking at our business. And, every once in a while, they just pop up and they're like, you still selling that stuff? Well, I don't know what they mean by are you still selling that stuff? Do you need an opportunity? Do you need to lose weight? Do you need some collagen? Do you need a multivitamin? You never know. So you have to continue to have that conversation, but always have in the back of your mind, people really need what we want. Especially as you get a little older in age, do you necessarily want to be out on the road driving an Uber at all hours of the night, Friday night, Saturday night, not knowing who's getting in your car? Certainly you're not going to want to be opening restaurants with the upside of having to invest all that money and then really not knowing what's going on. So, for a lot of us, the options out there get smaller and smaller, but we got to get to work. We got to be able to do something. So, unless you're one of those ones like, Kenneth or Catalina, where you have people coming to you. Kenneth, if you're not familiar with him, has gyms. He's got gyms here. He's got them in Denmark. He's got a lot of people to talk to because obviously they're already coming to help. Catalina's functional medicine has patients coming to her all day. But the rest of us, we need to create, and I know a bunch of you have done it in different ways. So whatever's working for you, do that. But if you're not having enough conversations, and I don't mean they have to be quality, I would say know a few statistics as far as income, be able to quickly show people how to earn money. Like I just said, 500,000 in the bank is equal to having a business here that throws off 2 to 3,000. People can fathom earning 2 to 3,000 a month, and they can do that rather quickly. What would it take them to get 500,000 in the bank? What would it take them to get a million and a half in the bank? And if you have that in the bank, a lot of times the lifestyle that you're accustomed to, it's going to take a lot more than a couple thousand a month to keep up with that lifestyle. So they better really prepare. But it's the quantity problem, and we really need to fix that. So I kind of wrote a list of things that I'm going to tell you all to do. I know the first one's going to be super painful, but the thing I do know about this business myself, and I wish you could take a snapshot of me years ago, an extreme introvert. I mean, in school, if you didn't talk to me, I didn't talk to you. And if you talked to me sometimes, I didn't talk to you still. I mean, I just did not care to verbalize with people very much. And Bobby knows that. And so, I've really put myself out there with this business. The first thing and the best way you're going to get practice is talking to the people you know best already. And I know that's taboo. People don't want to talk to the people they know best. But you know what? Not only is it great practice, but those are the people that will watch you closely. Those are the people that ultimately will wind up being your cheerleaders. And it may not be your brother or your sister, but it's going to be your friends. I mean, I can tell you just through my friends, I had a friend going on a girls' weekend, tell another friend who's already called me about the business. I mean, it just happens. And that friend, the first friend, had actually she's joined, if not one or two of my businesses already. So she's always looking around, looking for something to go on. So those are the things you just need to let people know. And I say that more importantly, because years ago, this was just a classic example, and there's many examples that happen like this. We had a brother in our business. He was in our meetings, and we're like, who are you talking to? He's not talking to anybody. We literally go to do a meeting with some other people in the town, a bigger meeting that the company put on. And his sister, who literally lives around the corner, is in that meeting and joined the other group because he felt she wouldn't be interested. So you just never know. You have no idea, but you've got to give them the option. You've got to let them know what you're doing. So I know that one's painful, but you know what? This business in the beginning, part of the learning curve is getting out there and talking to people and kind of almost just throwing it out there. There's going to be some ups and downs. There's some roller coasters. That's what your sponsor's for. When you have a bad day, when somebody said no and you don't know what to say, you get on the phone, talk to your sponsor. What could I have done different? What would you have said? That's the way you learn. Bobby and I, there's not a conversation that we get off the phone that I don't evaluate exactly how that conversation went. And I can tell you, if I kind of get distracted by my phone or something, and I say something, I know exactly when I've lost a prospect. I know exactly, because I'm like, why did I even go there? Why did I say that after all this time? But it's a learning curve. The more you talk to people, the better you're going to get. So, let your warm market know what you're doing. And again, we're not recruiting them. We're letting them know what we're doing. We're not actively, you've got to buy my product, I want you to buy my business type of thing. You've got to let them know what you're doing. So, go up on social, let people know what you're doing. You've got a lot of people there. If you've not been a fan of reconnecting with people, social loves to reconnect. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram, whatever you're comfortable with. Start reconnecting with people. I can tell you, my husband has a ball with our high school class. He still loves to connect with people all the time, have conversations with them. People love those memories. The cool thing about memories are they get better over time. The stories get funnier, the memories get better for some reason than when you were actually
The
there.
lies get bigger.
The lies get bigger, yes. Go that way. Have some fun with it as well. The other thing is networking events. And I know Zoomer does a great job of this. Zoomer gets out, she meets people. I've been going to networking events. In fact, I've actually brought Bobby. I bet he's amazed because, I'll start a conversation, and then if a person walks up that I don't want to have a conversation with, I excuse myself and I'm on to the next stranger and on to the next stranger. And I collect numbers, and that's kind of my deal. I mean, I make sure when I go there that I'm leaving with six new friends that I can then put into my texting and my emailing, and hopefully I'll see them at the next event or whatever. But that was never me. That's the desire of wanting to build this business. So if you want to be competitive and you hear what we're doing, some of the people in our group, I'm telling you, they got 12, 14 different recruits already in this month. They've got 5 customers, they've got 5 consultants, again, because GLP-1 just gave us something else to talk about. Weight loss is a big need in our society, but money is an even bigger need. And if you remember back to Tyler Daniels, when he talked, I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago, when we were talking about the new comp plan coming out and stuff, what did he say the 2 biggest markets were? Money and health. And we really, really have both of those. So we need to be out and sharing that. If you go to church, I know Jackie's on here. Jackie has a whole group of people just from our church that has been interested in, and I'm sure now with the
Friday night is going to be a big one.
Yeah, Friday night's going to be a big one. She's hosting at her house. She's already planned for her October meeting. A lot of folks have done their local meeting, and then we've backed it up with an October meeting after we get back with the products. So, again, get out there. If church isn't your thing, I'm not telling you have to go to church. I'm just saying this is where Bobby and I get to meet a lot of people. And as long as you're out with people, and there's not a time I don't leave. You've seen our postcards, my little business. I have stuff. I'm prepared. I have a pen and paper, and I always have my phone in my hand to get your name and number. So always collecting that way. If you still have children or grandchildren, you're at sporting events, you got them on the playground. I love when I'm with my granddaughter because she's just like my son. She gets me talking to everyone. And even when I don't want to talk to them, she's like dragging me into these conversations that I don't want to be in. So kids are great that way. They'll get you into a lot of different conversations and stuff. Bob and I, beaches, restaurants. In fact, we were at Jets today. Well, he was more Jets than me, but I had my shirt on. So we went to a bar and
all I care is they won.
yeah. But you know what? Sitting at those bars, rooting for the same thing. And Dr. Goodman, he's a Jet fan too. It allows you that opportunity to talk to people because you've got that rapport already. You've got something in common, and that can start the conversation. And a conversation there is just about collecting the information for me. Let's figure out a way. Let's connect on Facebook. Let me get your phone number. People are very easy to give you that stuff if you ask them. So, that travel and vacations, whenever you're traveling on an airplane or you're going on a cruise or any kind of trip, people are in a good mood. But when you take a vacation, do you take your time off? See, a lot of times people close up. They stop having conversations because they went on vacation. They stop having conversations because it's a Saturday or a Sunday. They forget about their business. They want to treat it like a 9 to 5. Well, really, we're more open on the evenings when those people that aren't working are available. We're more open on Saturday and Sunday when those people aren't working. When they're busy 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, it's a little bit harder to get them on the phone because they're at work and they have a boss and they may not be able to spend the time on the phone. So we have to think of those opposite hours when we're talking to people. I mentioned building on social. I do birthday cards. The birthday cards have been, this is the batch that we need to get out, but birthday cards, people love them. I'm telling you, they are just amazing. A little note to them. People are blown away by just getting a card in the mail. I mean, you go to the dollar store, you pick up 2 cards, you send a card out to somebody, and it goes a really, really long way. So make sure you've got plenty of sympathy, thank you cards, anniversary cards, whatever. It's a great way just to drip on a person. But you know what? Again, you're not bringing up the whole opportunity, but it does come up. It does come up as you have these conversations. You've heard Bobby and I are doing a lot of emailing and text marketing. So everybody that we've come in contact with, we've put into a group. I mean, this is an easy thing for you to do. Figure out as you collect these. The other thing is our phone. I mean, Bobby and I have been going through our phones. There are more people in your phone than you forgot than you remember, for sure. So, and I'm not saying start at A and start texting everyone, but
I say yes, do
I
that.
know that I'm not, that's a little too cold for me. I want to have a conversation with you. If it's been a really long time, I may check out your Facebook profile. I want to have a conversation with you. I want to warm it up. They say, and I've heard this a few times lately, if you're getting ghosted on social, it's because you're moving the conversation too fast. You didn't really find out about the person. You didn't have enough conversations with the person. And so they can feel that you have, what do they call, commission breath. Commission breath. They know you're out to just get them to buy a product or in the business. So, if you find that's a common thread, you need to just take it a little bit slower. And that's pretty much it. But you know what, again, you don't have to have, hundreds and thousands of conversations, but you have to be able to drip on these people and do have lots of conversations. The more conversation, and you've heard this before, the more that you talk, the better you're going to do in this business. And again, people are excited about the GLP-1, so run with that. But when I look at the people that have joined us in business most recently, I'm just looking at my list. 3 are men, 2 are women, but one of the women she's like a business guy. She just wants to make money. She's real strong on the money. So, and the other woman, she just wants to sell to her friends and stuff and be able to get product and discount and stuff. But again, we never know where that's going to lead because we can look over her shoulder and stuff. So plan to start to have conversations. Figure out where you're going to draw your names from. Start to make a list. Know who you're going to talk to. When are you going to talk to them? Where are you going to talk to them? Sometimes the best prospect you can have is like the lady that decides. I always like the lady who decides where we're going for lunch. She's a strong leader. I can tell you, I think it was Thursday, really busy day for me. I had a lot of calls, but I told Bobby, 2 of the 6 ladies were already on collagen. And I'm like, I got to go to this luncheon because it's just, it's a home run. When you already got 2 talking about the product, I can get the other 4 in a heartbeat, and I'm going to get a business person in there. So, know where, with whom, and when you're going to talk to people, figure that out for yourself, and then just do it. Set yourself some time and do it. Make sure you're doing your follow-up, be very meticulous, figure out, it doesn't matter. Some people have not loose leaf, index cards, and they just have a file that they date day 1 through 30. If you want to be that simplistic, just do it. It's fine. If you're comfortable in an Excel sheet, do that too. If you know what a Trello board is and you're comfortable with that, do that. You just have to find what your thing is and keep dripping on all these people and having more conversations. The reason some people get more activity on their posts and their lives and stuff, is because they have more activity behind the scenes. They are talking to more people behind the scenes. They're having more conversations and stuff, and then review whatever it is that you've been saying and figure out, are you moving the needle with these people? Are they ghosting you? Or are they joining you? And just figure out what's going on there. But, learn to stay in the conversation and make friends with these people. Networking has changed greatly in the years. It's not that transactional thing that it used to be. You buy this from me, I buy this from you, and it's not like we're friends. Now it's very much relationship. You need to have to know people and get to know people. It's not just about selling them. So, so much more that we can talk about, but I think we just need to have more conversations. And I know it's awkward in the beginning. People have a hard time with that. But that's what your upline's there for. If you're not comfortable with an approach or what to say, or you've reached out to 3 people and you don't get the warm and fuzzies from those 3 people, then talk to somebody else about it and say, what do you think I'm saying? Is it the intro? Am I saying too much? What's happening that I'm not getting the results? Don't text 100 people. Don't post the launch on Facebook. People aren't going to say, oh, that looks like something I need to do. They're not, even with the weight loss, knowing they want the weight loss, they very rarely reach out and say, I want it. It's the conversation you have with somebody that says, tell me a little bit about the weight loss, because you had another conversation with them. You had a conversation about their kids or something else. And lastly, always go back to, who do you know? You can help me out a lot by telling me who you know. Who can we use for referral? And that person always raises their hand too. They don't want to be omitted. So again, it's all about the quantity of the conversations. And then you'll be as excited as we are, because so much is going on with so many people. But again, we're working it. People are working it. They're having many, many conversations. So hopefully that's a little help on, a little bit of the background on what Bobby and I've been doing to get these prospects, and not just, they don't just fall in your lap, unfortunately. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. But we get paid really, really well for what we do, for sure. So we're excited about that. So Bobby, back to you.
Yeah, one last thing, and then I'd love to, if you have any questions, we're happy to address them. One thing that April just said, when I was sharing information with people last week, you guys know we have lots of friends who are doctors. We spend so much time in the business with doctors, so we have lots of friends. And I happened to send a message to one that I probably hadn't talked to in maybe 5 years or so, been a long time, but we were friends. Okay, it just been a while. And I get him on the phone. Actually, I ended up sending a text out. And he texted me back about 10 minutes later. He said, man, I've been meaning to call you for weeks now. You've been on my mind. I've been watching social. And he says, I see your stuff, see April stuff. He said, I just been busy. And then your text comes in. It was like, I've been wanting to talk to him. Okay. And so I sent him a text. This was funny. I sent him a text today. And I said, hey, let's set up a time. And he texted me back. He said, well, I know the Jet game is over. He said, so how about we talk now? So, and he knows I'm a sports fan. The game had just ended. He said, you got time now? So anyway, he's joining the business now. But it was somebody, what April was just saying, he says, I've been watching, I've been meaning to reach out. And then that next text that I sent was the one. Okay. So who knows what he had seen? And the GLP-1, and that's the button that pushed his button. He had seen stuff on the GLP-1, and so he gave me his credit card. He just isn't sure what pack he wants. He said he'd tell me in the morning what pack to order. But it's people are watching, and that's why you need to stay busy, because April said they don't do it on our schedule. They do it on their schedule. Okay. And the best thing we can do is be their friend and continue to inform them. Just inform them. Don't sell them. Just inform them. And when the time's right, they'll put up their hand and say, hey, let me get in. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. Remember the 1, 2, 3, September 23rd, Zoom live a week from tomorrow. October 11 and 12, Kansas City live. Be there. Okay. Just come. Okay. Be there. We'll have fun too. We'll go out at night. We'll have a good time. I promise. And then October 14th, the official launch of the GLP-1, because we'll have it. Okay. And we'll go from there. So anyone, any questions or anything that anybody have or comments? Zuma?
Just to clarify, when we go to the training, are people going to be able to buy it, let's say October 11th, October 12th,
Yes.
our customers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. When it goes live for us in Kansas City, the website will go live and customers can order. And that's why we've been preaching make a list, so we can send out reminders or links so they can do it, you know. But yeah, good
They also,
question. Thanks.
you want to be in the store early. There's packages where you're getting containers and fanny
Right.
packs, a whole bunch of other different stuff.
Yeah,
based
and
on what
you
buy.
know, you've
Yeah.
all been to conferences, not all of you. There's a number of new people on now, but you know, they always do something special with a package at a conference. So I think the reason Friday the conference is starting at 3, so anyone that wants to be in the store early can get in the store. Don't hold me to that. I don't know that that's the case, but I think that's playing a role into it. So anyone else? If you're excited, would you raise your hand, please? Yeah, raise 2.
I'll be there.
That's good. Raise 2.
I'll be there.
I'm telling you, knowing a secret before everybody else does and having something that's going to change the weight loss world. And I told you this last week, we had a product called Bioline in the old days. And man, you could sell it for any amount of money you wanted to sell it for. You couldn't keep it in stock. People had no idea what the name of the company was. They just knew it as the Bioline company. They could care less what the company actually was. They just called it the product name, which was Bioline, okay, which isn't around anymore. It's one of the original Ephedra products, but you're in for a treat, folks. So act on it. 3 steps. A week from tomorrow, Kansas City, and then the Monday following Kansas City. So anyway, you know where to reach us, folks. Text us, call us, but we'll talk to you next Sunday night, the night before, like Christmas Eve, okay? The night before the first date of the launch, which will be that immediate Monday. Have a great night, and thank you so much for joining us. God bless you all. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good
so much.
night.
Great training tonight.
Thank you.
Back to the basics.
See you in
Bye-bye.
Kansas City.
Yes, you will.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.